all of us can hope, and I'm sure we'll realize our dreams. The golden era of India will start. It starts with an Amrit Kal. The Viksit Bharat of 2047 hopefully will be achieved with Sabka Prayas. And in that, the intellectuals, the knowledge torchbearers of India, who largely reside in Rajasthan, will have a big role to play. And I'm happy to start my campaign in Rajasthan addressing the intellectuals. It is this optimism which Prime Minister Modi has brought in into a country which had given up all its hopes. In 2013-14, irrespective of party affiliation, no one could hide the fact that you were not sure where we were going. Fragile five we were. Capital was getting out of the country. Not just those foreign direct investments which had come, but even our India's own businesses, big businesses, were shifting their balance sheet to outside of India than remain in India. That was 13-14. And your party loyalties couldn't have hidden this fact from you, so you didn't have to be in the opposition, as BJP was at that time, to realize that the country has come to nowhere. And that was 2013-14. But from there, in fact, one of the things which I said in the parliament, when I released the white paper on the Indian economy, 10 long years after, duly when people said you should have released it in 2013-14, why are you releasing it now? I, in all my modesty, appreciate the Honorable Prime Minister for having not released it in 2014. It's such a story that today we look back with a sense of confidence, saying it's all right, we were, fragile five. These many number of scams had happened. Scams by themselves are wrong, but each one of the scam had created a collateral damage to the economy, and shortage of coal would have resulted in 72 hours of blackout in the western part of India at that time. Or shortage of coal would have left many of the thermal producing companies, thermal producing public sector undertakings also without power, and so on. But the fact is, today we are looking back with confidence, because in the 10 years, the economy had been restored with tremendous effort, transparent effort, with not a whisper of corruption, and a complete dedication shown by the Honorable Prime Minister. So if we are at a stage where even a white paper which would have sounded, how can I put it? A white paper, if released in 2014, would have sounded only a sense of hopelessness in this country. It would have established the fear that something has gone wrong, we don't know how deep the problem is, and can we ever come out of this? That would have been the sum and substance of people reading a white paper in 2014 would have been. So reading it in 14 would have left India even further into a confusion, into hopelessness, and a disbelief that we can ever revive. So the levels of scandal, the extent of scandal, the scope and size of the scandal, all of which gave a message to the Indians that even as you were reading it in the media, it made you think, what has been so badly handled? Can it ever be restored? So releasing it 10 years afterwards, it actually tells you what it was then and what kind of effort it took for us to come back to being the fifth largest economy. Even as we say fifth largest economy, we are sure that within a few years, maybe just 1.5, 2 years, we will reach the third largest economy stage. So I would think it was totally responsible of Prime Minister Modi, a very responsible, caring decision of Prime Minister Modi that he didn't release that white paper then, but released it now to say why today India is where it is, despite that negativity. Today there is no negativity, there is hope, there is positivity, there is this almost certainty in everybody's mind, ठीक है अभी हम आगे बढ़ेंगे. That is a responsible leader's decision-making power, that he did not want to expose his opponent for short-term gains, but he took a call that he will restore the economy and then yet put the facts on the table of the House. That is why the white paper came much later than when it was expected by a large number of people. Now today, the third quarter of 23-24 saw an unprecedented growth of 8.4%. Unprecedented in the world history. And why am I saying world history? I'm not comparing years, decades before, centuries before, but I'm still using the word history because in today's volatility, not one war, two wars, and yesterday probably a third war, if I may call it that. I don't wish the war, I want peace to prevail, but I'm saying a third incident of something going wrong. Disruption in high seas, pirates in the Red Sea, disruption in global high seas means your trade and